Yo, so let's get to it, right? Pluto and Mars conjunct in the sign of Scorpio. So start with Pluto being inside of Scorpio, all right? So when Pluto's in Scorpio, it's like the willpower here is powerful, right? Um, it brings strength, determination. It's just sheer willpower when Pluto is in Scorpio. Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio, therefore you can see how it just naturally asserts itself in that type of way. And it will do so, these people do so in personal and professional endeavors because Pluto is a personal planet. Truly is. Although it's a generational planet, it's about personal power. So just in their personal lives general, you can see the power exude from these types of individuals. And it could be used professionally as well. So you can see people lean on the shoulders and look for the leadership capabilities of these people because you can just see that they may be stern and just really focus is not the word that I'm looking for. It's reliable. That's the word I'm looking for. Reliable when it comes to digging into the things that they want to know because Pluto and Scorpio people want to be the smartest person in the room, the most powerful person in the room if they can. Pluto has like a sort of subtlety to it too when it's controlled to where they don't have to be braggadocious about that power. You could just see it like in their eyes. You could see it in the way that they carry themselves, probably straight up, shoulders back type shit. You know what I'm saying? And people who know them in whatever area of professionalism that they're in, they know them to carry it through, like to stick it out. And you know what I mean? If they gotta block everything else out in order to do that, they'll do that. Like committing to their financial goals is definitely top tier. Like, so if they was in finance, if they're in finance, they're gonna kill it. They're gonna do the damn thing. Only a few people can get to see the depths of the soul of people with Pluto and Scorpio because they just won't let them. So if never let them see you sweat had a picture under the fucking dictionary under the term, it would be Pluto and Scorpio type shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, the Pluto and Scorpio generation, because Pluto is a generational planet, right? This is heavy on the generation of STDs, AIDS in particular. The crime rate also rose significantly during the Pluto and Scorpio generation era. Excuse me. There were large concerns about atomic power and environmental pollution during this time as well. See, people like just recently, people like some people got mad at me for the Scorpio bottom line video, right? But it was like, yo, instead of just getting mad at me, they could have just asked like, yo, can you do a video about good things about Scorpio? You know what I'm saying? It's all about approach with me. You know what I'm saying? Instead, they just went off. You know what I mean? And I understand, I get it. You know what I mean? But the same way that somebody asked me for a Scorpio video, they was like, yo, can we get a badass Scorpio video? Oh, say less. Hold my motherfucking beer because you asked for a badass Scorpio video. I'm gonna give you a badass Scorpio video, and I did it. You know what I'm saying? But you see the things that I'm telling you, right? Like the Pluto and Scorpio generation was between 1983 and 1995. So I don't know who else grew up in the crack era. I know I did. You understand what I'm saying? This is just the way that the cookie crumbled. This is the way that the shit happened. You know what I'm saying? Crack hit hard. STDs, AIDS hit hard. It is what it is. B, now look, right? Pluto, Scorpio rules the underworld. It just is what it is. Like Pluto, Scorpio rules over plumbing. I'm gonna get to that in a second. Watch, because I just want people to understand that when it comes to like crime bosses and shit like that, like this shit could go either way. It could go boom and bust. Like I said, if you get into finances with Pluto and Scorpio, you could do your motherfucking thing. You understand? You could probably be working in the Fed and shit. However, if you run into the wrong crowd and you end up meeting a mob figure or a cartel boss or some shit like that, you fuck around and you be running with them too. It's either way. Scorpio's an extreme sign, right? So, a lot of the times people will use Scorpio energy to justify some type of means. You understand what I'm saying? So it just so happens that the glorification of, I guess, the worst parts of Scorpio, or a lot of the times held in high regard, because when you think about Operation Pluto, right? It's a name of a true operation. It was one of the biggest innovative plumbing projects ever. And what they did with the plumbing, because Scorpio rules over plumbing, reptile sewers, all of that is ruled by Scorpio. They sent oil. We sent oil. I'm saying we sent oil to France and Europe to fight World War II. That's what we did with the pipes. You know what I'm saying? And of course, we could look at the other side of that. We're like, oh yeah, piping underground and stuff is good because we could send oil to different places and we can get heating for our homes. Yes, of course. You know what I'm saying? But people be asking for badass Scorpio videos and shit. But you get what I'm saying, right? Ain't no Operation Pluto. Apart from me, ain't no Operation Pluto that says, yeah, we made pipes to get people heating in their homes. No, they made Operation Pluto for World War II. You see what I'm saying? Like, people will just use the Scorpio energy to justify the fuckery that they're about to do. So let's Mars and Scorpio. Let's talk about Mars and Scorpio. Fucking relentless. These people are relentless. They're like bulldozers. They're like pit bulls. They get to it. You understand what I'm saying? And that can also turn. All right, when they see obstacles, right? It's like that's a challenge for them. So they're gonna plow right through the wall. It's just like, nah, that shit does not exist to me. And what can happen is there could be a type of stubbornness attached to these individuals, right? To where they run the risk of losing everything they have accumulated because they won't allow themselves to stop digging. You know what I'm saying? When it would benefit them more to just cut their losses and move on. They're not with that shit. They're like, no, it has to happen. It has to happen. It has to happen. And this is not all of the time. They have unwavering willpower and determination to achieve their goals. Also, again, financial goals. They can do it. But there's other situations where they should have been let go and they just couldn't let go. It's the obsession that's attached with Mars and Scorpio. You understand? Now, there's an exception to the rule. If something comes along for these people to where they're excited about it, to where it triggers their passion, and they get passionate about it, and they like, oh, they see that this is a good endeavor to embark on, then they'll put whatever was going on down that they know that they're losing. This is exciting enough for them to get passionate about, for them to be like, all right, I ain't fucking with that no more. We're going to do this now. We're going to do this. I lost too much money over there. Fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? Scorpio's an extreme sign. Ups, downs, boom, bust, you know? So, the number 8, you know, all of these types of terminology is going to come back around the more that we discuss this shit. The physical energy of these individuals are strong as well. So I told you before, Scorpio, Aries, and Taurus have the strongest and enduring bodies of the zodiac. This is one of those signs, Mars and Scorpio. These could be athletes. These can be, they just powerful people in general, period. Like, their children are going to be powerful. You know what I'm saying? Most times, Scorpio children in general are stronger than the average children as well. Because of this stamina and obsession, Mars and Scorpio people can exhaust themselves without even knowing it. So it won't be till like 3 weeks later that you notice that you got a sore ankle or you pulled something in your leg, and you don't realize until you finally sit your ass down and you're exhausted, like you really can't move no more. And you're like, oh shit, aches and pains. Where the fuck this shit come from? Because you was just going so hard, pause, that you was oblivious to this shit. Like, you ain't feel no pain. Like, you know what I mean? That type of shit. Now, Mars and Scorpio people, they're not your average enemies. Just flat out. Like, they on some Brad Pitt and Troy type shit. You know what I'm saying? I think in the end of the movie, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think in the end of the movie it was just like, it was Brad Pitt against like some other warrior from the other side who was about that life too. Like, and they fought each other at the end. I don't know if that's, I know he got shot in the Achilles heel and all that, but correct me if I'm wrong. Get in the comment section. But my point is, these are enemies that, if you are like a warlord, you'll say, I'll fight that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, when people say, yo, select your battles, like, I don't know about y'all, but me personally, I won't just fight anybody. Like, if it had to come down to it, I wouldn't just fight anybody, because I want my opponent to be worthy of me fighting at all. If I got to fight, I want my opponent to be worthy. You know what I'm saying? These are those worthy opponents that you don't underestimate and take them lightly. Like, oh, this going to be a walk in the park type shit. Like, no, this going to be that enemy that is going to be formidable, I think the word is. So, yeah. Now, grudges, vengeance, jealousy, all of that shit, Mars and Scorpio people are about that life too. But all of that shit is ultimately not productive. It's not. So again, you can risk ruining and losing everything that you accumulated when you take that route. Again, it may be used to justify something, as usually people like to phrase things when they do get vengeance or they do, get revenge or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, destruction is destruction. You know what I mean? But like I said, right, especially us, the United States, we live in a world where we seem to like to uphold in high regard the most fucked up shit about Scorpio, yo. That's how our history books got it and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how even some of our leaders put it out there, even though we're not on some dictatorship. Check this shit out. When Mars and Pluto is conjunct, oh boy, which is what you have, right? Watching this. That's the dictator. I'm going to just keep it a being with you. And I'm not saying that's what you're going to end up being. I'm not saying that's what you are. But Mars, conjunct Pluto, and Scorpio are dictatorial types. I hope I said that shit right. You know what I'm saying? And like their drive, their ambition, unmatched. It's like no others. Physical stamina, unmatched, like none others. You gotta think, these are both of the planets that traditionally and modernly rule over Scorpio. And I told you about the endurance of the body of Scorpio human anatomy, right? So just imagine conjunct. When two planets are conjunct, that means it's between 0 and 8 degrees apart from each other. And conjunct means friction, right on top of each other, intensity. So just imagine the Scorpio sign as intense as it is. So to put both of its ruling planets in the same sign, listen, that's why they on that shit. And like, yo, look, very bold people, and let's say they're not in the politics and they're not war generals and shit like that, right? Could be in a professional business. Got to be careful to not take control over every little thing, because these are the control freaks. You understand? And it could just benefit you more to let people get their moment in the sun. Like if you just sit back and play the background, because normally Scorpio rules over the 8th house, so the 8th house characteristics are going to come with it, which means other people's money. When you're dealing with other people's money, you got to have some type of team. That person handles that, that person handles that, that person handles that. But these people, when this shit is conjunct in Scorpio, they want to be in control of everything. Like, you know what I mean? They might micromanage shit and everything. Like, they might not trust you, be suspicious of you. So you hear them dictatorships, right? When they be like, yo, they'll smoke their own cousin, and, the way that the food is made is this way. And this is those types of individuals. You get what I'm saying? Also will use all types of intimidating tactics to pull a fast one on someone. Like, these are the bullies of the zodiac too. Like this placement is on some bully shit. Like at their worst, they'll hold some shit over your head that they got on you, like some grimy shit, like some blackmail shit, extortion, whatever type of powerful, intimidating tactics that they can use. It can likely happen. Point blank. Period. I'm just keeping it a beam with you. So do with it what you will. You understand what I'm saying? And like I said, if you want the simplified version of how this placement can do well, use all of that willpower to channel into your desires and your goals to make them come true. Because if anyone can do it, you can do it, and you could probably do it before anyone, because Mars moves so quickly. Mars rules over Scorpio. It's all planetary energy that rules over your sign that enables you to do these things before the average person could. And this really is significant for all signs that have their ruling planets there. But I'm just keeping it a beam with you. Do with it what you will. This is what you asked for. This is what y'all got. I'm out.